guys, welcome to my beauty channel. This is Becca here from TikTok. If you guys know, welcome. I am gonna do this beautiful grungy glittery smoky look with this like warm toned lip. If you guys want to stick around and see that, please stay tuned. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season and I am so excited to dive into some more in-depth looks with you guys. First, we have to clip back the bangs. Obviously, they kind of get in the way of what we're doing. First up is MAC 24-hour eye base. I'm about to film my yearly favorites and I've never done that before. This is my first year on the internet. Kind of new to me. So if you guys are like seeing me work out all the kinks, that's why. I'm still very much working out the kinks. I just kind of want to dive in and see what we can do. So let's do that. I'm grabbing a Cosette S165. It's a new brush. You can't see it, but this is what there's a cat hair on it. This is what that looks like. And I'm going to start with Omega. You guys, Omega is my base shadow. So I go in with this all over my lid and into my crease, especially when I'm doing something grungy. On a less grungy day, I'll be more precise. This Cosette brush though is perfect for that. Omega is my base shadow shade. I want to take this across the lid and into the upper space up here, right by my brow bone. I think I'm gonna do the Dark Matter palette today, starting with, my cat just walked in. I think I'm gonna start with the shade Enigma. Melt shadows are some of the best. I also have the Mirror here from the Bailey Sarian collection. They are some of the best powder shadows on the market and they make me so happy. This is a very messed up MAC 224. It's a sad day for me, the brow bone. So I'm taking Enigma and putting it on the outer and inner corner here. But also taking it in this little, Miss Megan calls it her sweet spot. Grabbing the lightest shade again, going over the middle and up into the brow bone. It's a layering process here. Grabbing a MAC 221. Chocolatey-er than I normally go, but that's a-okay. Just lightly taking this into the same areas, but in a smaller, more precise application. And taking the MAC 224 again, and the shade Enigma, go back over that chocolate brown. We want this muddy almost to a point where it is nice and smooth and smoky. One of my favorite hacks is to take the MAC Studio Fix powder in shade NC10 and a big fluffy brush and go up on my brow bone and around all the edges really lightly. Just make sure everything's nice, buffed out and buffed around together. Get all nice and cohesive and muddy and blended in grunge. My Slickline waterline pencil from Melt. It's in the shade Cacao. It's so good. And we're just gonna start doing a smoky wing. So I basically just lay the foundation. It does not have to be exact. That's how unexact it's gonna look. Grab a pencil brush. This is a Morphe M431. M431. We're gonna start buffing out the brown. Okay, now what I like to do is I go back in with a small brush and I take Enigma, which is that like mid-tone brown, and I go over the edges to really smoke this guy out. I want it over the entire thing, except I will go back over some areas after I do some cleaning up. I'm gonna add a little more depth on this really lower section here because I just want it really nice and deep around my lash line. We've got a few glitters to choose from here. I'm gonna start with Flash and Dash from MAC. Gorgeous. I also have the Dose of Colors. It's literally magic stick here. Sometimes I like to add this for a little bit more of that scattered glitter appearance. Stunning. And then, I don't know, maybe a little bit of this Fenty shimmery eyeshadow stick. I guess we'll find out. We'll see what happens. I'm going to start with Flash and Dash, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. A good amount. About that much. I don't really want to pack this on. I just want to like flip it on. And I don't want too much on the brush. This is kind of a fluffier packing brush. We're going to start in the center of the lid. I'm going to take our finger and buff this out gently, scattering the glitter a little bit. You guys see? Add a little bit more pizzazz. I'm gonna grab the It's Literally Magic stick that I talked about. And I'm actually gonna let that dry for a sec, and I'm gonna start tapping over top of that glitter and around the edges. Really just ever so slightly. It's like really sparse glitters. That's the glitter stick. Now I'm gonna take my 224 and I'm gonna go over some of the edges here. I'm gonna grab the Fenty stick. It might be a little too taupe, but we'll see. I'll always put like glitter on top. Ooh, it's pulling more gold in this with this eye, and I'm here for it. I kind of buff it out with my finger a little bit. Now we're gonna do the lower lash line, which takes me approximately 5 minutes because I don't do anything special. I take my brown, whatever liner I took on the top, and the waterline. And then I take like a deep warm brown on a small brush. Added smoke, I like to grab an even tinier brush and that dark chocolate brown from what we used up here, which is Discreet, and just run it along the outer corner lash line area. Deepen it up. You can also bring that liner down and connect it a little bit more. Go in your fluffy brush, buff it. Oh wow, without poking your eye out. Now let's do some mascara and lashes. Lashes are on. Let's do some brows and some base. Brow gel here into the brows before I do anything else. And technically you're supposed to do this first, but I always forget, so don't do as I do, do as I say. Which this does not change pretty much for me at all on a regular basis unless I want to try something new. We've got Hyperreal Serumizer, which is the one, the only serum I will ever use. It is the best and a must-have before my foundation. I have extremely dry skin. If I don't put something like this down including the Hyperreal Balm, I will have dry patches. The balm and the serumizer are a must when having dry skin. That was the Studio Radiance Primer by MAC. Again, a must have if you are super, super dry. Because it just has a little bit extra slip, but it also fills in some pores, leaving you looking fresh-faced, gorgeous, beautiful. Now, if you know me at all, or you know my mentor at all, Miss Megan, which you can find on YouTube and on TikTok, you know that Strobe Dewy Skin Tint is our poison.
What's the sensor situation here on YouTube? I don't understand.
Is our necessary ingredient to making the juicy, plumpy, sexy skin. So taking a BK Beauty 101, I believe, or a 109. It's a 101, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a 101. We're going, starting on the top part of our cheekbone to add that like pearly glow, and then working our way everywhere else with the excess. Next, I'm gonna grab MAC Studio Fix Tech. This is my baby. If you guys get this discontinued, I will riot. Miss Megan is the one who turned this on to me. I was using Studio Radiance by MAC, which is also beautiful, but this just hits in a way that I don't even know how to describe. It's just too good. Oh yeah, finish, but it's a water-based cream powder, I believe, or water-based cream, so you don't ever get a dry patch or anything of that sort. Your foundations should be lasting you 6 months to a year, not 3 months, not 2 months. You're using too much product. I think I'm gonna do a combination of the last little bit of my Soft Sculpt Skin Transforming Skin Enhancer and the Bondi Bay Nude Sticks Matte Bronzer. It's a little warmer, and I don't know, I'm just thinking that might be the move, and I'm so close to being done with this one. So close. Like, I need to finish this. Do love the bronze. Let's take a bite. Cream blush, grabbing So Natural as my cream blush for today. This is the
Glow
Hyperreal
Play
blush balms from MAC. They are to die for. They are my blush of 2024. I mean, yeah. So Natural is kind of like a warm peach. If I had to, like, peachy nude. You guys know I love a little bit of blush. Especially with this eye. Another really pretty shade is this orange from Mob Beauty. It's M118. Really, really pretty for this type of look. You could do really any blush with this type of look. Alright, concealer. I have 3 concealers I'm kind of thinking of using today. I've been using Haus Labs for the last like year. I've also been using Studio Radiance since it came out. I've been having some difficulties on a couple of things, so I'm grabbing some other go-tos in my collection. We have Shape Tape as an option, Huda Beauty, and Natasha Denona. I think I'm gonna go in with Natasha Denona today, just for a good time, you know? Just give her a go. I also like to clean up a little bit down here with my concealer or like my color corrector. A small brush. Going in on the face first gives the under eye some time to set in place. Just a little drill. Now I'm gonna grab my favorite setting powder of 2024. Mom Beauty Translucent Setting Powder is the best. Small brush with very little product on it, going under the eye and around the T-zone. Notice how there's still radiance in my skin and not a fully powdered matte surface. That's what I like. As a dry girly, I need all the hydration I can get, and this powder gives it to me. Taking a little bit of Studio Fix though, same brush, right in this little pocket here for just a little added coverage. And then sometimes I'll go like around my mouth on some areas I feel like need a little bit more coverage. Gorgeous. Now we're gonna go in with a powder blush and bronzer. Grabbing Honey Thief as my blush from Melt. Really beautiful, like pinky, peachy, gorgeous blush. Goes really well with So Natural. You guys know I love a lot of blush. I have the blush blindness disease and I'm all okay with that. Bronzer is House Labs Light Level 1. It's a really nice, not too warm, not too cool bronzer. I just like to tuck that in where I used my cream bronzer. Not a ton, just a little. And then seal it all in by going back in with my foundation brush over all the edges, all over. Now we're gonna give it a good little spritzy spritz. Oh my gosh. As Miss Megan would say, love it, lock it in. Do a little bit of highlight. You guys know I can't resist. Hyper Real Glow from MAC. These are OG beautiful highlights. Without looking too makeup-y. I'm gonna hop off camera and do my brows and then we'll move to lips.
That never happened. I'll do it with the clerk. Bye!